Welcome to the Workjoy Jam. I'm Beth Stallwood, and today we are doing our podcast with a video, and we've never done this before. And I am so pleased to be doing it because we have Valentina joining us today, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about what she does and who she is. And we're actually going to do some live exercises. So I'm stood up, we've got the videos on, I'm ready to rock and roll. But first of all, Valentina, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, and a little bit of your story about how you got to where you are today and what you do today.
Yes, thank you, Beth. So I'm Valentina Fermanelli, and I'm from Italy originally. And you know that in Italy the sun shines a lot, like 100 the days a year.
Yeah.
And but in 2015 I moved to Sweden, and the winters are quite tough here because the days are a bit short, and also it's quite cloudy, so it's quite grey. And in the second winter in Sweden, I was finding it terribly hard to stand this Swedish winter, and I found myself having very little energy. So I really wanted to do something to get more energy and to have to enjoy my life more, because I felt like I was just going through the motions, just like a robot, but I was
Yeah.
not truly enjoying my life. It didn't have any depth, my experience. And then I reminded myself that there was this thing like laughter yoga that I heard about before. So then I did a course to become laughter yoga leader in Italy, and it really changed my life, because when I allowed myself to laugh, I found that I had much more energy, that I could be more in the present moment, that I could be more spontaneous, and also I found myself laughing more, even in daily situations, and other people also reacting well from these people, also allowing themselves to be more at ease, because I felt more at ease within myself. And then in 2019, I also became a laughter yoga teacher, so one step more in order to train other people to be laughter yoga leaders. And yeah.
Amazing. So obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Italy is the place of sunshine and love and food and amazing things. And that experience then changed when you moved. And did you
Mm.
move for work or for study when you moved?
Right. I moved for kind of it's both, because it was I moved to be a PhD student here in
Ah,
Sweden,
yeah.
and actually I love the whole experience of being a PhD student. How much it is different than doing that in Italy. So I
Mm.
actually love Sweden, but I couldn't enjoy it so much because of the weather and my mood. So
Yeah.
I
So you
then
found this thing, laughter yoga, which is
exactly.
something I had never heard of, which is funny because I'm always talking about joy and fun and laughing and stuff like
True.
that. And when I met you, I was like, okay, we need to talk about this. We need to do a podcast about it so that other people can discover what this is. So I'm excited to learn more about it. But before we do, what was your PhD in? What were you kind of studying for at
Right.
that level? Because that's a big commitment in your work life, right? Doing a big
Yeah,
PhD.
right. So I was doing a PhD in applied mathematics. So it was specifically biomathematics. So we were studying through mathematical modeling the results of some experiments. So we had some data from experiments, and we did the model of what happens within the body, so that then
Yeah.
we could analyze the results.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah,
that is like science and maths were not my big things when I was
right.
studying. They're not exactly my strong point. So I kind of understand what you're saying, and it also goes massively over my head, all of those things. But what an amazing thing to be doing, and then to discover this thing that you're doing now,
Right.
as a way of helping yourself to start with. So tell me a little bit more about what did you go and do, and how did it influence how you felt about everything?
So when I discovered laughter yoga, I did this course in Italy first to be laughter yoga leader, and then there is a 40-day challenge. So you are challenged to laugh for 10 minutes every day.
What, just to go and laugh for 10 minutes every day?
But this like the challenge itself is like you can do it at home
Right.
by on your own, but it really helped because before I was like more up in my mind, and I was like
Mm.
more worrying about what people said. And after doing the challenge, and also during the challenge, I found myself more enjoying the moment and being more kind of relaxed even around people. Before I was more like, what will they think? Like, am I doing well? Or these things.
So getting stuck in the overthinking of everything.
Exactly,
Rather than
overanalyzing.
kind of, yeah. And I think that's a feeling that many people feel at work and out of work, isn't it? That actually we're stuck there and not really into the action or into what can make us feel good. So tell us a little bit about the science behind laughter yoga and why it's so good for us, because like obviously everyone likes laugh, but there must be some kind of real science behind the understanding of it all.
Exactly, there is a lot of science behind the benefits of laughter. So the benefits are in many different aspects, starting from how laughter influences our body and its functioning. So when we laugh, we increase the serotonin level, and this not only makes us feel better, but also the serotonin helps us with the digestion and with sleep regulation. And then also laughter lets us increase the endorphins level. And endorphins are those hormones that help us to deal with pain in a better way, to be more resistant to pain. Yeah. And also laughter decreases the stress level. So the cortisol, the stress hormone, goes down when we laugh. And also there are benefits in other areas. For example, laughter makes us feel closer to each other. That's why laughter is a wonderful team building activity, because people who before, for example, through COVID, they feel detached from each other. They feel that they don't have a connection to the workplace, but when they laugh together, they feel closer. And the science says there are two experiments that support this. So one is about two different groups, so one control group and one group with laughter. So there is those two groups are put in the same space. The control group just is in the same space, and the other group, the kind of laughter group, they also laugh together. So at the end of the experiment, the control group says that there is no difference on how they feel about each other, while in the group in which they laugh together, they feel actually closer to each other, because they have an increased perception of the similarities within themselves. So they feel closer. And also there is this researcher from the University College of London that states that when we laugh together, it makes us bond, and also that makes us feel relaxed and safe, because we all have this perception, right? As you were saying, that laughter is so good, but sometimes until we don't hear like the scientific basis of this, then we don't trust ourselves to laugh more.
Yeah. It's a really interesting one. So the messages I'm getting from you is increased serotonin, which is good for like physiology of our body, sleeping and digestion and all that kind of stuff. Increased, what was the other one?
Serotonin. Endorphins,
yeah, which are kind of the feel good, feel less pain, all of the good stuff hormones. Exactly. And less cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So actually it's like it hits the kind of three hormonal level things, that the good stuff and the getting rid of the bad stuff. But then so that's the kind of internal stuff that happens.
Right.
But this thing about the groups and how we interact with people, and how that kind of, if we're thinking about it from a work perspective, the kind of teaming of people and getting teams working together, the impact that laughter can have on a team is massive as well. So there's both internal and kind of team benefits to it.
Exactly.
Amazing. And so tell me a little bit more. So this is where I get into the zone of, oh, okay, I like this idea because laughing is good fun, right? Does it matter if it's genuine, like laughter, or is laughing itself enough? Like, does it need to be you've seen something funny, or to make yourself laugh, or can you laugh your way into it?
Yes, exactly. That's a great question, Beth, because there is science also behind that, and the science says that the body cannot distinguish between true and fake laughter. So even if we fake the laughter, we get the same benefits. So we can do this at first as an exercise, as we do in laughter yoga, that we are going to do together then. And when we do the exercises, usually we are in a group. And whether it's online or in person, we see each other laughing. Yeah. And also we we hear each other laughing. For example, in this podcast, we just hear each other laughing for the one that don't watch it. And so our mirror neurons are stimulated. So laughter from stimulated and kind of forced becomes more and more real. But we get the benefits in any case.
Yeah, but we can build the laughter without having to have it just come up naturally. We can actually take some action.
Exactly.
And faking it to start with doesn't matter, because eventually it will become real if we're in a group either listening or watching or in that zone. And what I will say is, if anyone's just listening, you can still listen to this podcast. It doesn't matter if you don't watch it. We just thought we'd do watching as well, in case anybody wanted to see it. So okay, so I've never done any of this laughter yoga before.
Exciting.
So Valentina's now got her hands like proverbially on me, not literally because we're in different countries here, but should we give some stuff a go? Do you want to get into some of the practical stuff and work out how it goes? So what we'll do is we'll do some of it, but we'll also explain it so that you can do it at home wherever you are while you're listening or watching the podcast. So Valentina, I am a guinea pig. I am all yours.
Yeah.
I am ready to get laughter yoga-y. Let's do it.
So I want also to remind another thing before starting is that it's normal that throughout this session you are going to feel a bit weird, it's going to feel silly and stupid. Why am I doing this? But it's good also to allow yourself to feel that way, because the more you relax into this process, the more the laughter can become spontaneous and it's not blocked. So it's expect that it's going to be weird.
Don't worry if you feel a bit weird doing it. Kind of go with it, because everyone feels a bit weird when you're starting to do something new and different, especially when you're faking a bit of laughter. That feels a bit weird. So I am always, Valentina, willing to throw myself in at full speed to anything. I'm willing to feel the feels. So totally get it. There will be some people out there who didn't spend their childhood at drama school having to step into like improvising every 5 seconds, who might feel a bit more weird, but why not give it a go? Do it in the privacy of a room or something and see how it works for you. So let's do it.
Yeah. So first I want to introduce our laughter yoga motto. That is what we are going to do in between the laughter exercises. So this is also the signal to stop one laughter exercise so that we go to the next one, or we take a briefing break. So, and this laughter yoga motto is, we clap our hands like this, very good, twice, and then we raise our hand up to the ceiling and we say, yay! And we can shake, for example, our arms and feel as much joy as we can. Exactly, I love that, Beth. And we do this 2 times consecutively. So we can start doing this at my 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good, yay! You can repeat with me. Very good, yay!
I'm laughing already.
Exactly.
I'm kind of laughing at the silliness of it to start
with. Exactly. The more you see the silliness, also the more it comes naturally to laugh, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And for you who are listening, whenever you want, you can take a sip of water. Also, we are going to take some breathing and water breaks. So you can wait for that, or you can breathe or drink whenever you like. So the first exercise that we are going to do is the shy laughter. What a better way to start, because we are shy at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So how does that work? We just cover our mouth. We are pretending that we are shy, maybe we are really shy, and that we don't want the other people to see us laughing. So we cover our face, and at my 3 we start laughing very shyly, and then we let the laughter escalate and become bigger and bigger. 1, 2, 3. Oh, mamma mia. we can restart by putting again our hands in front of our mouth and starting shyly. Very good, very good. Yeah! Very good, very good. Yeah!
Okay, so I can it's like at the moment you can feel those mirror neurons or whatever. I think that's what you called them, like working, because I started doing the exercise and then I started laughing at the situation and then I started laughing because you were laughing. So there's like an escalation of the laughter.
Exactly.
And then I was laughing at myself, laughing at you. There was like a whole like laughing at myself, laughing at the situation, laughing at myself, looking at me in the camera, laughing at you. So that, and I don't think it matters who we're laughing at, does it? As long as we're laughing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm also imagining the like chaos of like a room of people and the noise would just be brilliant. Like I love a bit of noise. Like it would be massive, just not just us two, but lots of people.
Exactly. And also we have done this, for example, in a park, and then you are laughing and other people passes by and they think, oh my God, they're totally crazy. So then you laugh about yourself because you know that they think that you are crazy. What?
Other people are watching now, and that makes me laugh even more about the situation. But I can't imagine. So, even just then, like I'm a proper throw myself into it person. There were a couple of moments where I was like, oh, this is weird. It does feel a bit weird because it feels quite big and it feels quite extreme. And like I get the shy bit, and then it's like, oh, how big do you let yourself go? So it's kind of a lesson in letting stuff go as well, isn't it? Into letting your inner holding it back. Like we all have this like professional front we want to put on, and we hold ourselves back a little bit. And even I felt myself doing that, so I can imagine lots of people would feel that the first time they do it.
Right. I love your analysis because it's truly like that. Like like the inhibitions just go when we laugh. In this setting, and the Laughter Yoga Club is a space where you are allowed to laugh. You are there to laugh.
That's the purpose, right?
Exactly. So it's a totally non-judgmental place to laugh more and more and to feel just the joy of laughing.
Yeah. And the other thing I was laughing at is, well, kind of laughing and thinking about, so I kind of did get into a bit of overthinking to start with and then got into a bit more, isn't it funny how everyone laughs differently? Like everyone has a different tone and a different like speed of laughter and a different kind of way of laughing. And I just thought, oh, that would be really interesting if you had like a whole team of people to see all the different types.
Right. Yeah.
So, exercise 1.
Yes. Exercise 1 is done. And now exercise 2 is the Namaste laughter. So we bow to each other, or if you are at home, you can bow to yourself in a mirror, and we laugh. But in this case, we laugh only with the vowel I. So we bow like with our hands, palm to palm and finger to finger, and we bow down, and we laugh with the vowel I. We can start at my 3. 1, 2, 3.
I've totally lost it now. I totally lost it about halfway through that, because just before we started the podcast, like my dog had a major bark, and I can just imagine her now sat outside the room going, what is going on in there?
Right.
Yeah, okay. And there's something physical about that one as well. Like they kind of, I felt myself laughing in kind of waves in that one.
Right, yeah, because also the body helps to facilitate, maybe when we do this movement, maybe it helps the diaphragm to relax.
Yeah.
And that helps us to laugh more.
Yeah. And I don't know if anyone else feels this when they do it. And it'll be interesting when people have listened and watched and kind of tried some of this stuff out. It's like, I think I start really well. So I start like, I'm into this. And then I pull back a little bit. And then I'm like, no, get back into it. So it's almost like halfway through, you have a moment of, oh, this feels weird. Does everyone feel like that to start with?
Yeah, I feel so. I mean, I've not got so much of this feedback, but I believe you are giving a lot of feedback right now. Maybe that people don't go into the depth of it, so thank you for sharing. So now we can do the third exercise, which is the mental floss laughter, a very famous exercise in laughter yoga. So instead of having the dental floss, we have the mental floss. So we imagine having it in our hands.
Yeah.
And then we put it in our head. So we have one of the hands close to the one of the ear, a bit further from the ear. And then we bring it closer to the ears in 3 steps. And we put it closer to the ear. We put it closer. We put it close. And now it's almost inside of the ear. We take the floss out of the other ear.
Okay.
And then we floss and laugh. We can start. We can do this again. You can repeat the sound also with me. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
So that one, the thing I started thinking about, and again, I probably should just go with it, but I started thinking about there, like, is there a time, like, if you're practicing some of this stuff and you're giving it a go, like the flossing, the mental flossing,
Right.
I'm going to call it laughter flossing. That's probably not what it's called, but I'm going to call it laughter flossing.
Yeah.
In there, is there for these exercises like an ideal time to do them for? So, like, is there too short a time that you wouldn't get much benefit from it? Do we need to kind of be thinking about a set sort of time? Just thinking about people taking some of these and trying them out. What would they be thinking about there?
Right. So it's yeah, you're right. So there is no time frame that one has to do it at least that amount of time. It's just I feel that it's sometimes, maybe for the beginners it's better to have it a bit shorter so that it's easier to digest and to go to the next so that you experience some difference. Yeah, you're right.
Interesting. Because that whole thing about, I think if we're trying this out for the first time, I think I'd be tempted to do a really short bit until I felt uncomfortable. I think what you need to do is work through that uncomfortable bit, don't you? You have to get past that.
Okay. Exactly. True. I mean, it's and also different people have a different kind of degree of how many inhibitions they have, how much resistance they have to it. So it's and I feel when there are more people, kind of you also feel more like forced to continue. While when you are just in two, or like you are laughing alone, it's easy to say, but maybe next time.
And that's interesting as well as a question is, so people can do this on their own. You don't necessarily need to do it with somebody else, but maybe doing it with somebody else, you get a bit more from it because you're getting that shared experience. But I'm just thinking, if you're feeling a bit shy, maybe doing it on your own for a bit is probably a good thing to do.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's how also people, when there is this 40-day challenge, one does it mostly on their own. So that also it's when you do it on your own, it's like you show real commitment to do it, right? Because it's harder, but you do it. It means that you are more committed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Have you got more exercises, or is it those three?
Yes, we can do more exercises.
Okay, we'll do another one. But first of all, what I wanted to ask you, while we have a little break from the laughing, is how are you using this now in your world, in your life?
Right. So now I'm not always, but I'm laughing most of the days for 10 minutes because it gives me more energy, and so I feel a real difference of when I do it and when I don't do it, because when I do it, it's easier to wash away like the worries and whatever is in my mind. When I don't do it, I feel like like it takes me yeah, it's like that.
I call it work gloom, but yeah, that kind of moody, not feeling good about yourself stuff. Yeah, totally get it.
Exactly, and kind of getting lost in your thoughts, and like even making one little thing very hard, and like more resistance to things. While when I laugh, it's more, I feel more in flow, more. It helps me to be more in the present moment and to enjoy things more. And also I help others, and I do these free sessions every Wednesday of laughter yoga, and I use this laughter yoga with the teams, and they also say that when they laugh together they feel closer to each other, so they also feel more comfortable to work together, they feel more relaxed in each other's companies, they feel that the kind of work tensions subside, and they feel the atmosphere is better for collaboration. So it's really magical.
And it's really interesting because I'm thinking back through my career and the teams that I've worked with where we had lots of laughter in them, just naturally, because that was the way it happened. I mean, they're still the people that I'm friends with now when we haven't worked together for 15 years, because we laughed together when we were there. You get that really close. So it totally rings true. I just never thought of like creating the laughter, like deliberately creating it rather than it being there naturally. So I think that is probably from a work perspective something people don't think about, isn't it? Like, you don't think about that we need to laugh with our teams. We don't, it's you know, it's not on the list of all the things we have to do, but it's a really interesting one to consider.
Right, true. Yeah.
Right, should we do another exercise?
Yes. So this next one is called the lion laughter. So we have our paws like lions, our hands.
Our paws up, like claws out.
Exactly. We imagine to be in the savannah. We imagine that we are so strong and we want to attack each other, but playfully.
Playful lions, not mean lions.
Exactly. And for this exercise, if it's possible, we can also open our eyes wide open, and our mouth open, and our tongue outside. And at my free,
I'm laughing before I started.
Exactly. At my free, we start to attack each other playfully, and you can attack yourself in the screen, in your own mirror if you are listening. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Yay! Very good. Very good. Yay!
Okay, awesome. Now that one is hilarious. Like...
Yes, it is.
I was laughing before we even got started on the laughing. So
exactly.
You know, I do think it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because there are obviously loads of benefits to it. Like, I feel good already having done it. But I can imagine, like, I am not a shy person. I'm just not. And I can imagine if you are quite shy, it would feel really, really outside of your comfort zone. Like, really quite far, because it's quite physical, it's quite vocal. You know, how do you get people who are maybe in that zone to feel more comfortable about doing these things.
Right. So I feel that people actually who are more shy are the ones that are more attracted to laughter yoga. Now I don't think only about the people that are in my laughter yoga club, but I think about also all the people that I know that do laughter yoga in Italy. They are the ones that have more inhibitions, they feel shy, reserved, that like me, like before I was more shy, more kind of holding myself back and like not saying what I want, and and that's why I really need something to break free, kind of.
Okay.
And this is how laughter yoga can help to talk, to give yourself the freedom to be yourself and to feel more relaxed in your own skin. But I feel kind of that it's like someone comes to the laughter yoga session and they, of course, they try it out, and then they see if they like it. But I think so I don't know exactly how what I can suggest to people that are shy, but I feel what maybe now works well also is with Corona we have the Zoom Laughter Yoga Club. So you are at your own place, you are home, so you are comfortable. It's not, you don't have to meet someone in a space, so it's like you have less you feel more comfortable from your own place, right?
Yeah.
Instead of having to go somewhere you don't know anyone, because you go to a Zoom room and then if you don't like it, I mean, it's not advisable, but if you don't like it, you can also just leave it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's like,
totally
I think it's more choice with Zoom.
Yeah. It's interesting as well, because I hear you saying like, it actually helped you kind of release some of that shyness and helped you kind of feel you can step into it more. I love that as a really lovely byproduct. Now we're going to have to start wrapping it up. Ooh. So I'm going to give you opportunity, one more exercise. Okay. And then we'll go into our quick. Have you got one more? Do you want to do one more?
Yes.
Okay, one more.
So I love this exercise because it allows ourselves also to give ourselves love. So this is the self-love laughter, and it works like this. So we say eh, and then we kiss our arms like with so much love. And then again on the other arm, eh. And then the other arm, eh. And then we hug ourselves and feel so much love to ourselves and laugh. Very good. Very good. Yeah! Very good. Very good. Yeah!
Wow. There we go. It's really interesting as well, all the different exercises, different ways of thinking about it, and how kind of it works with your physicality and like love for yourself and kind of connection with other people. So it's really interesting. I am intrigued beyond lots of things. I'm really interested to see how I feel like tonight and after this as well. So I will keep you updated on that. Exactly. But we need to start wrapping up. So I have got some quick fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
So for you, what is always guaranteed to bring you a little bit of work joy?
So it's a break with laughter, of course.
So not working, a break with some laughter. I love it. Really great one. I think that's important though. We forget that part of work is taking breaks and actually stepping away from our work. And I always say in the theory of work joy is actually your breaks are as important as the work you do, because it helps reset you and get you in the right zone. So what a great idea there. What book are you currently reading?
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. That yeah. I actually haven't read it. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't read it, so I'll be interested in that one. What is the best or I say most useful piece of advice that someone has given you in your life that you always find yourself coming back to?
So it's this advice about mindset that there is nothing set in stone, because sometimes people like maybe one gets in their own head, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. But when you know that there is nothing set in stone, you don't have to be in a certain way. You shouldn't do something. You are free to be just the way you are and accept yourself.
Brilliant. I love that. Nothing set in stone. And actually that really comes back to the reality of life, that things can change and things do change. And sometimes they're changed by choice and sometimes they're changed by situation. I love that. It's a really good way of keeping your mind in that really good space. So what is one super practical, really easy to do bit of advice to our listeners that they could take away and go and do today, tomorrow, the next day that you think would bring them a bit more joy in their lives?
Yeah, so it's from tomorrow, not today, maybe, because it's basically at night, or maybe from tonight, when you go to sleep, instead of bringing your phone with you or like leaving it somewhere you can see it, put it inside of a drawer, because sometimes we give other people power, we give the social media power, we give, I don't know, Facebook power. In the morning, the first thing we do is check the phone, but actually I found so much freedom when I put my phone in a drawer and first I dedicate some time to breathing or meditation, something that makes me feel good, something that makes me feel aligned. So tonight and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, put your phone into the drawer and don't look at it for the first 20 minutes of your day.
Yeah, give yourself that chance to not be connected for a little while. Yeah,
exactly.
That's great advice. Thank you. And where can people find out more about you, Valentina, and about this wonderful new world I'm discovering about laughter yoga and how, where would you recommend people go to find out more?
So I would recommend to go to my website, which is www.valentinafermarelli.com, and you can find it in the description of the podcast. And there in the website, you can find this guide to happiness during COVID. And from there also you will get the links to the free laughter yoga sessions that I have every Wednesday. Brilliant. So I'd really love you to participate. Go there.
Come and join Wednesday. We always say Work Joy Wednesday, so maybe we can have Laughter Wednesday as well. Yeah, and as you say, we will pop all of the links into the show notes and onto the social stuff, so you can link straight through to all of Valentina's great work, all of those free guides and everything. So thank you so much, Valentina, for being here. Thank you for being my first video-based podcast.
Thank you for being so open-minded and for trying out laughter yoga.
I do feel good. I feel weird. I feel very weird, but I also feel good. So I think that's a good sign. And I think I'm going to go and take the dog for a walk now and contemplate all of what I've just learned and see how it lands in my mind. And yeah, it'd be really interesting to try it again as well at some point. So maybe I'll join you for one of your Wednesday sessions. And thank you everybody for listening and for watching. I forget to say that because I'm usually saying listening. Do get in touch, do keep in contact, do go and listen to the other podcasts. We also have everything on our website, createworkjoy.com, and all of the socials, things like Club Workjoy, our community program, and the Workjoy Way. But go and have a look at Valentina's stuff. Have a laugh today. Maybe build it into your day and see how it works for you. So thank you all, and we'll see you soon.